So, I see that this concept, mononovel, is getting more and more popular uh, in the world, especially among people who are culturally oriented, creators of culture, artists and editors, and those people in the media. They are interested in this concept of mononovel. And that's I think that's great because, in my opinion, mononory is one of the most precious gifts that the Japanese uh, tradition has to offer to the world, and it is something that is probably lacking in the rest of the world. So, I think it's a great phenomenon that mononory is getting more and more popular. Um, so what is mononovel? It's translated roughly as the pathos of things, and it's apparent in the great novel, The Tale of Genji. Mononovel is the central theme of the novel, although it is not stated in so many ways, so many words. In The Tale of Genji, the emperor loves lady, and he really loves her, but the lady sadly passes away. But the child, Hikaru Genji, who is nicknamed Hikaru, light, because he is so radiantly beautiful. And the tale of Genji, it's evolves around this radiantly beautiful boy, and so there are many love affairs and encounters and farewells and so on. But the central sensitivity of the tale of Genji is this sense of transience. Everything is ephemeral in life, and nothing is um, eternal. So that's the really traditional Japanese approach to life. In Western culture, maybe two lovers would vow to love each other forever, eternal love. In Western culture, too easily, relies on the concept of eternity, permanence, absoluteness, and so on, which is okay. I mean, people are free to talk about these things, and Platonic idea, concepts of love, permanence, eternity. But that's just an illusion at the end of the day. I mean, the human brain produces many illusions, which some of which might be useful for us. But if we look at the world really carefully, there's nothing permanent. Even the elementary particles are not permanent. Interestingly, it was Hideki Yukawa, a Japanese physicist, who suggested the possibility that elementary particles are not permanent, with his Nobel Prize winning theory of pions. So, you know, um, the Tale of Genji is centered around this idea of the ephemeral, transient nature of life. Your life is bound to change, no matter how hard you try. No matter how uh, up in the social rank you may be, whether you're an emperor, you're an aristocrat, or ordinary people from the streets, the transience of life would happen to you equally. Everybody gets older. Everybody has to say farewell to the loved ones, and your choice of activities would be eradicated from the surface of the earth uh, in some time. I mean, nothing is permanent actually. So it was this really realistic and uh, you know practical way of looking at life that made the Japanese culture so great. I think I'm not saying this with the pride of a you know Japanese. I'm just making this observation that the Japanese culture traditionally probably is excellent in that it recognizes the transience and ephemerality of life everywhere, not only in love life, but also in political life, economical life. This sense of everything in constant change. Maybe we can trace some of these thoughts to ancient Greek, but if you look at the Western culture after ancient Greek, some thinkers in ancient Greek did mention these ideas, right? But if you look at the development of the Western culture after that, the realization that everything is transient did not take so strong root in the society. But in Japan, everything from novels, music, the no play, kabuki play, even political life have been has been uh, you know based on this sense of transience of life, and which is very central to this concept of mono. So if everything is transient, but you are not so sad, I mean, you actually appreciate the beauty of life because everything is transient. That's why the Japanese people love to watch the cherry blossoms because the cherry blossoms bloom and they are gone in a few days. The prime of their beauty lasts only for a few days. That's why the Japanese people love the cherry blossoms so much. So, I think it's great because to that the modern hour is getting more and more popular because I think the world would probably need to recognize the transience and the ephemeral nature of life because that would make us more, you know, appreciating of the beauties that are bestowed on us, and we wouldn't when we don't start from the you know presumption of eternity, completeness, perfection, then we can probably face the difficult problems in life in a more accurate and more straightforward way.